Polymesho, Why do you let him talk to you like that? Draco grew unusually angry, stirring even more worry in Saren. He's always bossing people around, and he's always hated me. It's time I stuck up for myself. Settle down. You're of no concern to me now, young mage. I care nothing for the past world. I'm prepared to surrender it all. Draco, no. Polymesho, you can't stay here. You're throwing your life away. No, I won't throw my life away. I'll give it to her. If others can return from the dead, then so can she. Do you hear? I thought we already took... Polymesho, we already took care of this at your side quest. Why did we even bother doing your companion quest if you're just going to revert back and not evolve your character in any way? Do you hear yourself? You'd turn her undead, not bringing her back to life. Maybe dark magic can be good after all. If it can bring her back, then it must be good. No, that's not necessarily true. He's turned on us, see? Draco, what is your problem? If he wants us to leave him, then let's leave him. Do as he says. Leave me. No. No, your daughter would not have wanted you to do this. What? Abandon this fantasy, or I will force you to. Saren pulled out his sword and stepped towards the wizard. Polymesho placed his daughter's head delicately on the ground, and then stood to meet him. Stay away from her. Let her go. Stand back. Polymesho shouted with rage and grabbed his wizarding staff. You will not touch her. The old wizard prepared himself for battle. Draco growled and started to cast his fire magic. I warned you, but no, you never listened to me. We don't have to fight. Polymesho seemed to believe that they did. Ugh. Oh boy, here we are. Here we go. We have to fight against Polymesho. Fine. Polymesho, this is what I think of you and your spells. And if Polymesho starts using spells that I didn't teach him, I'm going to call BS. Okay, that actually was a spell. Focus. Focus. Freeze. You forced my hand, Polymesho. Sorry, Polymesho. I surrender. I'm so very glad to hear that. So glad. Thank you. Saren blinked, not expecting gratitude. Polymesho turned around and did not see his daughter anymore. As I thought. An illusion, only. As you thought, eh? His words were confident, but the wizard looked completely broken. He stood for a long moment, staring at the empty cavern floor, where he had set his daughter down for a moment earlier. Draco was growling even more now, his eyes fixed on the wizard. Draco, what is wrong with you? Whose side are you on, mine or his? I'm on no one's side. What's gotten into you? Draco started to cast more fire magic. Saren ran up to him and shook him. It's over now. Polymesho's no longer a threat. I need to fight. I need to kill. Let me kill him. The fire mage writhed in Saren's grip as he tried to cast his magic. No. A little too much energy pent up, huh? I'll take care of that for you. You? Yes, let's go. Something about this place maddened Draco, and Saren needed to quell him. Saren readied his weapon while Draco's eyes widened in fear. Yeah. Draco, both of you need a timeout. Both of you need a serious timeout. This is really cool, though. I like this whole, you know, separating from your party and having to collect them all over again. And I like that, you know, it's possible for you not to collect them all. Like Dora, unfortunately. But it's okay. It's okay. At least Dora's not dead, according to Karen. Nice. Draco coughed and crumpled onto the floor, moaning. Please, tell me you're exhausted. You don't want to keep fighting, do you? The fire mage shook his head in between labored breaths. He chose to lie on the floor rather than stand back up, liberated from mind control. Draco? Draco's visage started to fade away, shocking him. Draco! But he was gone. I killed him. No, he will be waiting for you at the end. Perhaps he is glad that you took him from this misery. But there are more trials. You cannot give in now. Saren reluctantly followed everyone else out of the room into the next. Man, so we don't have Draco either. Miraculously, when Saren stepped into the next room, he stepped into a magical forest, where a wailing startled him. In the midst of the trees was Mirth, with a bundle held tenderly in her arms. Kill it? No. Mirth, what is that noise? As Saren walked closer, he saw the wailing was coming from the bundle in Mirth's arms. It was a crying baby, but unlike anything Saren had ever heard. Kill it, lady, or I will. I will not let you. Shambara, is that a baby you want to kill? I found this child here in the forest. It was crying out for its mother. It's an illusion. Saren blinked as Mirth smiled at the child in her arms. Why would there be a random child here? She's delusional. This isn't a child, it's a monster. I tend to trust Shambara way more in these kind of things. Shambara has proven to be a lot more knowledgeable of things and a lot more aware of things than Mirth is, especially with dark magic. Shambara pushed at Mirth's shoulder. Show him. Saren walked up to her and peered into the cloth wrapped around the child. He recoiled in terror. Mirth, that's a demon spawn. Told you. It's a baby. It hasn't done anything to hurt us. If it could, then it would. It's thinking nothing but violent thoughts now and forever will be. Evil? How can you say that so easily? I once thought the Dark Elves were evil too, but I was wrong. I mean, I get that too. I totally understand that too. I won't brand anyone evil ever again. But this is a demon, not a Dark Elf. Not a creature of our realm at all. Shambara suddenly reached out and tried to grab the demon baby from Mirth. No, stop. I'll die before I see this child hurt. All right, seems fair. You first. Shambara prepared her dark magic. I'm not gonna fight Shambara. She's awesome. Sorry, Mirth. Saren knew that the demon baby was a major threat. Mirth's judgment was hindered by dark magic. Don't look now, because I'm going to kill that thing. No! Where is Shambara? Alright, fine. I'm like, where is Shambara? We're out of mojo. It's alright.
Disgusting creature.
I'm gonna give you a little bit more mojo. There we go.
I'm sorry.
She's not that sorry. A little bit more mojo. Nice. Mirth's wailing combined with the demons. Saren felt disgusted at what he was doing, but he couldn't let the demons win. Shambara disposed of the spawn in private. It's done. I'm glad you saw reason. I can't believe I attacked her. Shut up, you did the right thing. She was possessed and you knew it. Saren nodded as he watched Mirth's body fade away. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to feel okay with any of this. So let's just move on. So it looks like it was a choice between Shambara and Mirth there. He left the illusory forest with deep pain in his chest. The rocks of the cavern walls seemed to turn to ash, covering the ground in a fine powder similar to sand. When Saren entered the next chamber, he understood why. Mesfit was standing in the center of the cavern, facing away. Saren was about to call out to him, but he heard a clicking noise to his side. Ray. I know who I'm choosing between these two. Sorry. I love Ray too, but easy choice. He saw Ray crouching behind the rubble, aiming his crossbow right at Mesfit. Saren crept slowly towards Ray as the elf closed one eye to aim his shot. You need him. You need everyone here to defeat Fost. Ray continued to stare down his crossbow at his target. Ray? Quiet. Don't you see what this realm is doing to you? It's testing you. It's testing me. I can't let you do this. I've waited too long for this. He's escaped my bolts too many times. Dark elves had nothing to do with your parents. That's the whole reason you went on this big, giant crusade of killing the Dark Elves, because you thought they killed your parents when they didn't. So we already this is the thing that's really frustrating. I thought we already addressed this in their character side quests, and I kind of wish that doing their side quests mattered more, especially towards their character development, because it seems like they're just, it's almost as if we didn't even go through their character quests. So what was the point in them if they didn't affect stuff like this? This would have been the perfect opportunity for the character quest to affect this part of the end game in some way. Or for all I know, maybe it has, and this is the slightly better version of the scene. Maybe that's the case. And if that's so, then that's awesome. But if it isn't, I'm a little disappointed that it seems like, did your characters learn nothing from your side quests? Really? He was my kill. I was supposed to take him down. But did I get to it? Did I? Ray finally looked at Saren, his eyes as sharp as knives. Talk him out of it. I'm gonna try to talk him out of it. Saren darted in front of Ray's crossbow and held his hands out. Ray swallowed, his glare softening. Saren, move out of the way. Saren didn't budge. He tried to warn him off with an unflinching look. You'd die for him? I would. He said it without pausing to think. He's a demon. You'll have to go through me first. Ray stood up, his crossbow still ready to fire at any moment. A tiny movement of his hands signaled that he was thinking about it. Suddenly, Mesfit pounced on Ray with a roar. His crossbow misfired and shot into the darkness. Mesfit, no! It was too late. Ray was already disappearing from the realm, completely destroyed. The Dark Elf stood there panting, but he was still consumed by his demon side. Saren cringed. He had lost him to the dark magic of the realm. I'm gonna fight him. Why must it always come to this? Saren blinked back tears as he raised his weapon. Mesfit's eyes widened in fear. I love you. Saren sensed his sword crashing towards Mesfit, but the Dark Elf caught his blade with his hand. Saren tried to overpower him. Mesfit was stronger, and was able to rip Saren's sword away from him. Saren gasped, now completely open to attack. But Mesfit did not attack him. Instead, the Dark Elf pulled Saren close for a sudden kiss. When they broke, they gazed upon each other's faces. Saren knew that Mesfit was becoming a better elf every day. Take me with you. You didn't think I'd leave you, did you? Saren nodded and led Mesfit by the hand out of the cavern. Sweet, we got our boo. A pile of gold coins and gems littered the floor of the next room. I bet you Why wasn't this where Dora was? No one seemed to be around the treasure at first glance. Sauser! Oh, please, I need Sauser. Oh, please, 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 please let me keep Sauser. I want him so bad on my team. He's so cool. Sauser appeared out of the corner of their eyes, surprising them. It's not real. Sauser, are you okay? None of this is real. We know. We're trying to find everyone so that we can get out. Sauser gazed at the gold pile. Without a word, he walked up to the treasure and picked up a few coins just to feel them. Are you ready? I'm not allowed to own possessions as a monk, you know. Saren shook his head in disbelief, realizing that Sauser was not okay as he first seemed. My life before I became a disciple, all I ever wanted was this stuff. Gold, gems. He clutched the gold coins tightly into his fist. I became a monk to escape that life and repent for my sister, but have I? What has being a disciple of truth really done for me? Sauser. Nothing. I haven't changed the world. I haven't repented for any of my sins. They still happened. I'm still the same boy who wants nothing but this. He threw the gold from his hands. It clanged loudly, making Saren cringe. Say Sauser changed the world. You have changed the world. Without you and your monks, the undead would have overrun Mount Kronos. They would have been completely out of control, just like the demons are now. You're about to change the world in a significant way, too. Killing Fost will save all of Aravorn. I would say that's a pretty big deal, wouldn't you? Sauser turned away from the treasure, deep in thought. He laughed through his nose. That's not bad at all. Thank you. I feel the effects of the dark magic leaving me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really wanted Sauser on my team. Oh, take me with you, and I'm sure I'll be in fighting shape by the time we reach Fost. I promise. Yes! Saren smiled and walked up to him and patted him on the shoulder. Give him a hug! When Saren walked closer, however, a familiar dwarf jumped out from behind the sparkling piles. You killed her! You killed my Dora! Everyone gasped at how frightening Ramis had become. He was being completely controlled by phantom anger. Ramis, put the axe down. Convince Ramis you're friends. Convince Ramis that Dora is alive. No, Dora is alive. She's just not in this realm anymore. You let her die. She was asking for help, so I did. Murderer. No, it's not like that. You're dead. Ramis suddenly lurched at them with a crazed howl. Okay. Alright. Alright, you asked for this, Ramis. You asked for this. I get it, though. He has to defend his girl. Totally understandable. I do not blame him whatsoever. Not one bit. Alright, Ramis. Yeah, time to transform. Shambara. Death Trap.
By the power of Aerito!
By the power of who? There we go.
And make haste.
Okay. Ramis fell to one knee with the grunt. Dora! You'll be with her soon. Wait for us, please. Stay alive. Before Saren could finish his plea, Ramis faded away, leaving the realm. You're upset. I just hate this. I'm forced to put down my friends one by one like this. How could Fost be so cruel? It is his nature. It cannot be helped. It will be helped when he's back in Inferno. Karen held her tongue as Saren stormed out of the cavern. Grass sprouted out of the cracks in the ground. Saren walked into a chamber that resembled the plains of Aravorn. In the center of the room stood Amukiki, as if he had been waiting for him. There were 2 swords stuck in the ground, like with the duel with Cruel. You have finally come. You were waiting? Take your sword. Amukiki approached the sword closest to him. Saren could not mistake Amukiki's glare. This is not mine. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? I have sworn a new oath. Saren went rigid. I have sworn to not let you pass. Amukiki, did you side with Fost? Take your sword. He wishes to duel us, and I'm sure I could compete with him. I don't have time for this. You're acting under the influence of dark magic, nothing more. I am thinking clearly. Amukiki pulled the sword out off of the ground. His sword glowed just like Loren's. Fost had deceived him with a false ancient blade. I have been promised many things. Only a fool believes anything a Death Knight tells them. They're all lies. No, nomads will become true citizens of Aravorn. We will no longer be barbarians. We will be civilization. Fost will give us the world. You are turning to his side, just like Cruel. Do you even remember him? Cruel was weak. He relied on an army. All I need to do is kill you. Take up your sword. Ugh, let's just duel him. That's what he wants. Let's just duel him. Saren pulled out his own weapon, not trusting the one Fost had supplied. Amukiki did not seem to mind either way. He was too eager to slay them. Yeah, duel, one-on-one. Mano-a-mano. Oh, good lord, I don't know about this. How am I supposed to fight against... How am I supposed to fight against him? Alright. I can do this. I can do this. It's alright. I got heals, he doesn't. Oh my. I can defend. Keep it up. I mean... In-game, we've dueled numerous times, so I can do this. I just have to keep telling myself, I have heals, he doesn't. Okay, come on. Actually, I might even be able to do this without having to heal myself. Maybe. Maybe. I think I'm just really fast. My speed is helping me a lot in this fight. Come back to your senses, man. Oof. There we go. I didn't even have to heal myself. Amakiki dropped to one knee. This sword! He tossed the false ancient blade away from him. He unleashed a sorrowful yell of defeat. No one did anything as Amakiki tried to come to grips with reality. You won the duel. Take your prize. Stand back up. You're coming with us to fight Fost. Amakiki looked up with hopeful eyes, unable to believe he was allowed to live. We have all made bad decisions recently. Rest assured that you are forgiven. Saren held out his hand to Amakiki. The gladiator stared at it for a while until he grasped it finally. Saren pulled the big man to his feet again. Yes, I really wanted Amakiki with us too. I owe you much. Kill Fost and we can call it even. They spoke in agreement with their eyes before they made for the exit. Yay! The tunnel to the next cavern was extremely long, and all light disappeared. Saren had to feel his way through the dark until the tunnel expanded and poured into a new room. A large field of light was stretched across the far wall. There were no more exits. Saren spotted a figure across the long room. It's Loren. Loren. Saren was elated to finally see her. He turned back to see everyone else's reactions, but no one was there. Saren was alone. Another test? Of course, another test. Saren ran across the room to Loren, shouting her name. Loren did not turn around to greet him. Saren got caught in the glow of the wall and slowed to a stop. What is this? Is it a portal? He looked over at Loren, but she was turning her face away from him. Loren? Even as Saren rounded to stand in front of her, Loren refused to acknowledge Saren. Loren, why won't you look at me? Loren turned her face away from Saren each time he tried to get her attention. Why are you ignoring me? If you are the real Saren, know that I am not playing Fost's game. But I am the real Saren. I just went through so many caverns and caves to find you. I had to fight with our friends. I brought them here. But where are they? Saren started to panic. He had no proof of what he had just been through. Your mother was with me too. Everybody. What? Queen Karen, she found me and told me about this being in the Underrealm. We went through a series of tests and... Loren looked past Saren and suddenly shoved him out of the way. Out of the tunnel, Karen walked into the light. She walked calmly forward, smiling when she saw Loren. But Loren drew her sword. Who are you? Loren, that's your mother. She is not my mother. She is an imposter. Daughter? Saren recognized the exchange from when Karen had first met him in this realm. Was Fost imitating her? Saren backed up from Loren towards Karen, putting him in the center of the room. Well, if he was, then how about the other imposter, Dora? Are you saying that he can be two impostered characters at once? This is getting weird. I have already met her. Then you did not meet the real me. Loren spun around, turning her back on both Karen and Saren. Talk to Loren. Talk to Karen. Talk to Loren? What did you do with the other Karen? I ignored her, as I should be doing with both of you. Loren, don't ignore us. We need you. And play into Fost's hands? I do not like being forced to play games for my enemies. Neither should you. If you are actually real. Loren scoffed and went silent. We are real. How can I prove it to you? Well, Loren was true to her word and did not reply. Saren slowly walked up to her. Ask me a question. Any question. Something that only I would know. Loren stood silently, refusing to look at Saren, who was slowly losing confidence that he would convince Loren of anything. Saren was about to turn away in defeat, but Loren opened her mouth. When we left the Citadel, you asked me a question. I called you a fool. Loren looked up at Saren. He stood at attention. What was it? I asked, what is your plan for finding Karen? Why weren't we using flight to travel? Why weren't we stopping for the rest of the night? If you could change Amazon law, where are we going? I don't remember. Why weren't we using flight to travel, I think. If I remember, because I was wondering about the Griffins. Yeah, I feel like that. I definitely know that I asked that at some point. Was it the first thing I asked her? I don't know. Does it matter if it was the first thing I asked her? Is that what... I don't know. Why weren't we using flight to travel? Loren stared at Saren without wavering. Saren held his breath, waiting for her response. How could she... Did she really remember that? Was it really that meaningful of an answer to her? You think Fost wouldn't know that? Do you think he doesn't have eyes and ears across the whole world? You're not exactly helping my case here. So it was right. I was right. Karen sauntered over to Loren and Saren. If he could infiltrate the Citadel to start a plague, then he has more ways of deceiving you. He could place spies right under your nose. Saren felt Karen speak over his shoulder and he shivered. Loren started to look at Saren with suspicion. Are you trying to say that I'm... Karen shoved Saren towards Loren abruptly, making them both gasp. He looked down and saw that Loren had grabbed the hilts of her swords. I'm just a silly person. I hate Fost as much as you do. Don't you believe me? Loren's harsh gaze did not lift. You really do think I'm a spy? Saren was heartbroken. He had served his mistress the best he could. Saren needed that loyalty repaid now, and it was not happening. I'll prove it to you. Saren pulled out his blade and took several steps back. Loren started to grow fearful. What are you doing? Goodbye, Loren. You're my favorite mistress. Saren prepared to kill himself. Just before he pierced his body, Loren knocked the blade from his hands. Stop! This is why I wanted to ignore you, you fool! Loren cast a seething look at her mother. Your mind games are over now. Saren looked back at Karen, shocked. He hadn't realized for one moment that she was completely off this entire time. Loren got a hold of her hawk blade with a grunt. It glowed extremely bright, turning almost the whole room blue. Karen hissed and stepped backwards as if the light hurt her. You really aren't Karen. I can't believe I trusted you, you piece of filth! Karen lowered her arms from her eyes and readjusted the presence of the sword. You tried to resist the call of the Underrealm, but it still claimed the souls of some of your allies. Fost used Karen's image to laugh at Loren and Saren. They were disgusted to see Karen used in such a way. And the princess, Loren? She worked in my favor by shunning her own mother. Where is she? With your other mortal companions. In my control. Loren growled as Karen laughed again. It was enough for Loren. She sprang forwards and impaled Fost's clone on the ancient sword. Fost's laughter stopped abruptly. The fake Karen bent over the sword, threatening Loren with her eyes. Your end is nigh. Then she dissolved into nothingness. Loren gaped at the empty space for a while longer. Saren rushed up to her and put a hand on her back. This whole sequence of, like, losing your characters and going through the trials to try to get them back is really cool. I love that. You stabbed her real good. Someone's got mommy issues. Loren, I was just kidding. You didn't really kill your mom. I didn't kill her? Loren! They both jumped from hearing Karen's voice again so soon. Out of the shadows of the tunnel came another Karen, distraught as if she had been running a long distance. They all stared at each other for a second. When Karen saw Loren, she bounded forward, instinctively. Loren retreated in case it was Fost again. I thought I had killed you. Karen's eyes were fresh with tears as she finally caught up to her daughter. She grabbed Loren tenderly and brought her lips down to kiss her forehead. My darling, oh my darling. Queen Karen, is that really you? Loren raised shaking hands to touch Karen's arms, the temptation to trust her growing stronger. Loren could remember vividly all of the times she had felt her mother's warmth. She held memories of an embrace at childhood when she won her first proving, a soft touch to the cheek on the day she came of age, and the look in her mother's eyes when she saved her from the Chuzulu ruins. And now, Loren knew that this was her mother. The feeling of her love was something she could not forget, not after it was so rarely given. We'll just ignore the fact that she didn't know it was her mother before when she shunned her the first time. Good job, Loren. Mother. Karen felt Loren finally grip her in return, squeezing her tightly. She had thought she'd lost her daughter, even before the war, but she realized then that she never had. Where is Fost? Saren looked back at the tunnel. Mesfit walked out into the light behind Karen. I found them. You may all relax now. Your dark witch has arrived. Where the blast have you been?